What's up, broskies? I hope you're all doing fine. So, for today's video, I want to talk about a certain awful peach. No, not that kind of peach, this peach. Now, all goofs aside, this story is pretty disturbing and heartbreaking, so. Lovely Peaches has been arrested for killing her puppy, which is f***ing messed up. And from what I heard, she only got the dog for 2 days. This is actually the final straw, y'all. I don't think people should give Lovely Peaches a platform anymore. Like legit, this woman needs to be incarcerated. And I'm certainly not the only one who thinks that, alright? There is actually already a petition on change.org to have her incarcerated. Now I can not believe people ever supported her from the beginning. Like, she has one hell of a morbid sense of humor. Even going as far as to show her coochie to a minor.
Girl, you need to go to the hospital. You need to check yourself, bitch. You need to put some cables on your head, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on with you. Why are you slapping yourself, bitch? Yo, you need to check yourself on some love. You need to check yourself. He's smoking. What the f are you smoking?
If that wasn't already messed up, then you're in for a hell of a ride, partner. She doesn't even have custody over her daughter, Cora, anymore. Now the reason she lost it was because she continuously threatened to harm her baby in awful ways like
Cora Miracle is no longer with us. I'm getting it out there. She's dead, so I don't understand why we're still thinking of in the situation. It's just over, but I thought I'd do one last goodbye, one last let go. I'm a little sad, but I'm more happy than sad because I no longer have to worry about her. I put that on my hands purposely, so at least, it will look like an accident. So I planned it out absolutely perfectly. So I kind of rubbed it all over my hands. I grabbed her and I literally dropped her like this in the sink, and she was crying her ass off. Like, she almost busted her head wide open. She was crying. She was in a lot of pain. So I found that completely hilarious. My family made me take her to the doctor the next day because she was in a lot of pain. But like I said, I had an alibi. The soap was slippery. So that's what I told them. There was a lot of things I did to her. I used to pinch her skin. If she woke me up at 3 a.m., I would literally throw her to the floor, or I would pinch her skin really hard, and she would cry. I used to choke her, slap her, punch her, all types of things when she was a few days old. And I did a lot of things to her. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get it all out there. I did a lot of stuff to Cora Miracle. I used to pinch her skin. I remember one time she woke me up at 3 a.m. and I was really pissed off, so I grabbed her by her arm and I jerked her out of her little crib. I grabbed her arm, I jerked that hoe out her crib, and damn near broke her arm off. And I pinched her skin so hard. I said, bitch, you don't wake me up at no fucking 3 a.m. My family was there, unfortunately, and she screamed so fucking loud. One time I was with Cora, and I just wanted to do anything to hurt her, and I had pulled her whole entire fingernail off. And it was kind of hard to explain what happened. You know how a lot of times, like, babies' fingernails grow and they say you're supposed to bite the fingernails off? Well, I had to come up with something. I was trying to trim her fingernails and I made a mistake and took her whole nail off. So it was kind of hard to get out of that one because of all the times that I did stuff to her and I had to explain what happened. She was like a month and a half old. She was constantly flirting with my boyfriend, and she did it for literally months. Like, he would change her diaper, she would be flirting with him, and literally just like looking at him, basically trying to get him to touch on her. So she was flirting with him for a really long time. When she was 4 months old, that's when they finally had sex. She lost her virginity, and after that she basically had sex with my boyfriend, and that's when it all went downhill. That's when I was like, you know what, this already got me in trouble with the law. She's sleeping with my boyfriend. So when she was 4 months, that's when they finally had sex. And that's when I was like, all right, you want to be a little slut, then we gon' We gonna benefit. Mama gonna benefit off you being a slut. So I started making some money off this little hoe, so she wanna be a little dirty ass little hoe. So
Words can't describe what's wrong with Peaches. According to some people, she had a rough childhood and came from an abusive family, and was also a victim of sex trafficking. And I can't help to feel sorry for her conditions she has been put in. In the case of Lovely Peaches, it's a very conflicted issue because she is very much a victim of circumstances, but on the other hand, that doesn't excuse her behavior, and I personally think she should get psychological help because the internet is not a place to help your mental state recover. It's exactly the opposite actually, it makes you go more insane. Because I think Peaches also suffers from cloud syndrome. Yeah, I made that one up myself, but what that means is that she wants to get as much attention as she can get, regardless if it is bad. And I think people who support her are as low as people who fancy over serial killers. And that's a whole nother topic we can talk about. Because the things she says is enough to make an ID documentary from. And I know Lovely Peaches is a horrible person, alright? Like, the things she said is inexcusable, right? Like saying how she's going to stab her baby, or talking about how she's going to sell her into sex slavery or something. There's also footage of her offering her child virginity for money, and mind you, she's still a baby still. Words can't describe how f***ed up in the mind Peaches is, alright?
okay, so not only am I Cora's mom, I'm Cora's pimp. I'm gonna be selling her for $60 to each man. That's the prices. If you're a man interested in a cute baby girl, she's sexy, she pretty, yada yada yada. I have pictures of her all on this page. She's light skinned, she got a big booty. Just DM me if you're one of those men, and we can make rates and plan on where to meet, because I travel a lot and I'll meet you wherever you at. Wherever you at, I will meet you. So for 30 minutes it's $60. Anything over that is $100. I'm splitting the money between me and the other person. We're both gonna pimp Cora out. So the longer you have her, the more money you're gonna be spending.
There is also some messages leaked with a client of her. They talk about, you know, what she talked about in the video I showed you just. Just read what's on it, alright? It's very messed up and I don't feel like narrating it here, so... And there's lots of more disturbing cases with Peaches, what she did, and how she is a horrible person and just messed up in the head, you know. Like she even drank some toilet water, I think, and talk about eating her own poo. Oh yeah, and there's also a picture of her floating around with her own period blood on her face. Yeah, I don't even know how you can end up like this, man. It's just really weird. Now, what you also need to know about Peaches is her mother committed suicide when she was just 15, alright? And I heard she ran away from home like a lot of times. So I think there's lots of problem in her childhood that she is dealing with now. And she never talked about it with a loved one or someone she cared about. I don't even know what her grandma is doing right now, because all I know is she's in custody of Peaches Peaches' daughter right now. And I think even she doesn't want to mess with Peaches, you know, because she's batshit crazy. Screw Onision, Peaches should already had a documentary before on Onision. But anyways, I'm getting off topic now. Back to her killing her dog. There are two awful videos out there which Peaches mistreats her dog, and I honestly feel sad when I saw these videos. Like, I'm not the biggest dog fan out there. I'm more of a bird person, but even I felt sad watching that. Like, you can feel the sadness coming from his eyes. Luckily she's in jail now, but I think after jail she needs some serious psychological help, because I hate a person become this way because of circumstances out of your control when you were still young in your youth. And I genuinely think the fact that she has never talked about these things out with a trusted person or a family member, but only on camera, I can't imagine what kind of mental gymnastics you have to do to keep such horrific thoughts like being abused out of your mind. So I think this is just a theory, alright? This is her way of coping with the reality she's in. And that being famous was maybe a dream she always wanted but got twisted in her mind. And now she doesn't give a shit how she gets famous, because she doesn't know shame. She seriously became mental. But that's just a theory. And I know you guys are probably saying I'm seeking sympathy for an insane person. But listen here. Put yourself in her shoes, alright? Mental abuse when you were little and being sex trafficked when you were like 17. I'm not looking for sympathy, I'm just looking for the cause, and it's pretty depressing. Alright, hear me out, alright? That doesn't excuse all that what she did, alright? I'm just saying it up front. But I can't help to feel like if she didn't have this traumatic kind of experience in her life, she would have never ended up like this. And the fact that people on the internet are like, yes, queen, or I don't know, supporting her insanity is just really depressing, and it just shows that humanity can be really cruel. But also very diligent, you know? Like, people helped getting Cora out of her custody. They actually took time to care about the child, you know? Which is pretty heartwarming at the same time. So the whole Peaches controversy is really a conflicting issue. But I think the bad has been overshadowed by the past. So yeah, I hope she gets the help she deserves, and I hope people would stop giving her the attention or reaction that she's trying to get out of you. I also want to mention, this all could have been a big lie because she's known to lie. If that's the case, you can't take everything as a 100% fact on the internet. Then forget everything I said. Then Lovely Peaches is just a disturbed individual with morbid humor and an insane thirst for clout. Which is just sad that you would go so far. But I highly doubt it because of the dog she recently killed. But anyways guys, this is a bad note to leave it on. I don't want to say like and subscribe, but that would really help a brother out, so please consider it, I would say. But anyways, this has been Broski. Goodbye.